Rick Hagen here, and I'm coming at you with my obligatory biannual video explaining my training because I'm getting a lot of these questions again, guys. It's about that time of the year where I got some more subscribers and people asking me, well, how is it possible? Didn't you just max 315 on the incline yesterday? I just did 335 today. So let me explain what it is and what it isn't, because I'm getting a lot of people that I'm seeing on YouTube and are taking me on Instagram and things of that sort, doing odd lifts and saying like it's a mindset, right, Eric? Tagging me and all that. And guys, my training was never about the odd lifts. Yes, that's what I focused on for a long time, but it's not like the odd lifts are gonna make you great or make you incredibly strong. The training revolves around your mindset, right? You guys all know this. But it's picking a particular movement and focusing on just that. So doing that it could be a week or it could be up to a month. But you hit a number, you hit a max, and then you call it. You don't do much else, because if you do much else, if you go back in and try to do it again the next day, you're not going to get it. And that's why when I see people trying to emulate what I do and they're doing multiple sets of high intensity work, well, that's not what I'm doing. So that's not my style, and that's fine if you want to do it that way. Obviously my style's not ideal for everyone. It's not like it's the greatest way ever, of course not. But it works for me. But it works because it's minimal volume every single day. So it's not 3 sets of 5 with the top set, 5 sets of 3 with the top set, right? It's working up to one top set and calling it after that top set. Or like you've been seeing me do, it's working up to a pretty high intensity, not like a grinder one or at max, but a soft max, and then dropping down and then hitting a volume PR. But then people say, well, how do you recover? How do you hit a set at 20 and then recover for the next day? Well, it's because that's all I do, all right? But I'm, of course, with the warm-up. But the warm-up's not going to be taxing whatsoever. So getting your shoulders warm, doing handcuffs, that's not going to be taxing, doing Ys and Ts, things of that sort. Like I said the other video, doing the bench and then just holding a static T, doing things like that. But I'm talking, you're not hitting your bench and then going to do dips and then going to do dumbbell bench and all that. You'll be smoked. You're going to come back, you're going to be much weaker the next day. Or that's how you're going to hurt yourself. Like yesterday, I just worked up to 315 and I called it. And that's why today I felt fresh. I felt good. I knew I had 335. But that's the kicker then as well. It's not just simply that, it's the synergy of everything. So you hit away, and people say, I've read some comments where people are like, oh, your style is day 1, RPE 7, and then ramp up RPE 8, RPE 9 so that people think you're making gains. If that's what you think, just go back at all my videos and tell me a single, like, set of 20 or whatever it is, or set of 5 or anything like that where it looked like an RPE 7. I never do that. I'm not going to upload that. If it's like an RPE 7, I'm going to bump the weight up a little bit. It's not that. It's the fact that it's focus. It's focus, it's confidence, and it's enthusiasm. So when you wake up, you should be looking forward to going back to the gym and hitting that new PR. If you don't have that enthusiasm, you're not going to be successful because you don't want it. You have to want it, and you have to be excited to hit it. If it doesn't make you excited, you should change your goals because you're not going to be successful. It's like playing a sport that you don't enjoy. You're not gonna excel because you don't care for it, and because you don't care for it, you're not going to put the work in the way that you should. So you wake up enthusiastic. You get into the gym, and all that's on your mind is that one particular goal, nothing else. No other exercises, no other distractions. You're gonna hit that 5-pound PR, that 10-pound PR, because you've been thinking about it all of yesterday, all of today. And then confidence, because you hit that PR yesterday, and whether it felt easy or whether it felt hard, that's how you're gonna gauge your next PR. If it felt easy, like 315 for me did, granted, that was a PR. I've never hit 315 plus incline before. So that was a PR for me. But it felt pretty easy. So I knew that if I go in today, 335 is probably there. And I was right. It was a grinder. But 325 would have been pretty easy. but it's because I had confidence. I knew that I could do it. Whereas people that are going to train a movement once a week, you just don't know. You don't know how you can feel. You're not as in tune with your body. You're not as in tune with that exercise because you're only doing it once a week, right? And then also because you're doing it more and more frequently, you're making neurological adaptation. So you don't have to add size to get stronger because your nervous system is going to get more efficient at that particular movement. So it's those four things, right? It's focus. It's like think about each exercise as one sport. If you are a one sport athlete, you're probably going to be very successful because all of your focus is going into that. That's why you have like bench specialists, deadlift specialists that are just blow everyone out of the water because that's really all they focus on. If you're a two-sport athlete, you can still be really good at two things. If you're a three-sport athlete, if you're a freak, you can still be really good at those things. But the more sports you're playing, you're not going to be as good, obviously. It's just, look at it that way. Don't look at it as an exercise. Look at it as a sport. Each movement is a particular skill. So if you start focusing more and more on this one particular sport, this one skill, you're going to get better quicker because you're not playing a million other sports at the same time. So that's the main thing. So of course you're going to make really fast gains versus you're playing 5 sports in one day. The next day you're playing 5 different sports. The next day you're playing 5 different sports. Well, that's where it kind of gets out of context, but you get what I'm saying. There's just so much going on that your nervous system's not going to make great adaptation. You can't focus on this one thing. You can't be as enthusiastic about this one thing. You have energy, right? We have energy that we're utilizing. Our body only has so much energy. So what do you want to put your energy into? That's how you have to look at it. If you're taking a little bit of energy and you have 20 pots that you're putting your energy in, 20 cups or whatever you're filling up, obviously it's going to be here, 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 versus 1 or 2, where instead of here, now you have this much energy going into that one particular skill. So that's really the key of how you're thinking about it and why you're doing it this particular way. And then, of course, you got people, like someone just commented on the other video, like, I don't understand the point of why you train this way when you're going to hurt yourself. It's clearly an ego lift. Well, if you're looking at it that way, I understand where you're coming from, but you've probably never been a champion because to be a champion, you have a drive in you that no matter what, you're gonna always push yourself to your absolute limits. That's what makes a champion, is the ability to do that. Losers don't have the ability to push themselves to their absolute limits. So what you're suggesting that I do instead of what I'm doing is maybe do what? More reps, lighter weight. But if I do more reps and lighter weight, I'm still going to push it to my absolute limits. So I have the same chances of getting hurt anyways because I'm not going to stop until I know that I can't do anymore. Right? I'm not going to stop until I have to stop. That's the way I'm programmed. I'm always going to put the most into no matter what I do, which is, you see on my channel, I do sets of 20 as well. Would you consider a set of 20 an ego lift versus a set of 1? What is not considered an ego lift? Because no matter what, my ego is going to come into play with whatever I'm doing because I'm always going to try to get that extra rep. I'm always going to try to get that extra 5 pounds. I'm never going to stop until I know that I possibly can't do anymore, and that is whether I fail or whether I absolutely grind up that last set. I'm certainly not going to stop and be like, well, I think that was an RP of 7. I'm going to call it there. You understand what I'm saying? You understand where I'm coming from? That's why I say it so much, and it's just kind of become this meme and this catchphrase, but it's a mindset. It's how you go into your workouts. It's how you approach the sets. For someone like me, doing one exercise and one top set and calling it completely changes my mindset than when I go into my team workouts and I have 10 different things I have to do. Apples and oranges, completely 2 different ways of training. Is one better than the other? In my opinion, the way that I do it the way I do it because in my opinion, it's better than the other way. And then you say, well, I don't know why you train this way if it's not going to improve your physique. In what world does getting stronger not improve your physique? If I max 315 on the bench and I take that max to 335, and then I take that 335 to 365, and then 385, and then 405, in what world does taking my 1 rep max from 315 to 405 not carry over to sets of 3 or 5, or as you guys have seen with videos in the past couple weeks, sets of 20? When my bench 1 rep max goes up, my 20 rep max goes up. And sure, you could say, well, it's because you're doing your 20 rep max more, and that's why you're getting better at your 20 rep max. Sure, but at the same time, when I started doing those sets of 20 as well, that first set of 20 that I did, what did I get, 32? Whereas last year, when I wasn't working bench, and I went into like the WWE Combine, I wasn't working bench at all, other than the random benching here and there we did with, you know, shoulder savers and all that kind of stuff. I got 24. I think I got like 24 reps, and I actually weighed more back then too. So that's 24 reps versus 32 reps my first time doing this. And what was the only difference? That I was working on improving my overall high intensity 1 rep max bench. So in what world does getting stronger, the ability to do more reps, not lead to hypertrophy? So the people that look at it that way, like, that's not going to benefit your physique. You clearly haven't been training long enough. You clearly don't understand that for a natural, or really for everyone, I'm sure the same thing for juice heads could apply as well. If you get stronger, you're going to be able to hit more reps with heavier weights. That's what is going to lead to more hypertrophy. Now, of course, people will say, well, more volume. Yeah, but you can get more volume with more intensity as well. So there's that. And then people have asked me as well, I'm sure most of you know this, but does the strength stay? Like, once, for instance, if I get to like 405 incline, which will be a dogfight, but maybe, who knows, maybe it'll happen. If I get to the 405 incline and then I stop incline benching for a year, am I going to still have a 405 incline? No, not a chance. Not a chance. It'll probably go down to 300. I'll be lucky if it's 315 my first time back. But the thing is, it'll come back quicker, right? Or it's also, if you don't use it, you lose it, of course, with everything. So if I want to keep a strong incline press after I specialize with this, I could simply just perform it once a week or so, and I'll have a better chance of holding those strength gains than if I don't do it at all. So to give you guys an example like that, no, it's not fake weights. Like at Juji Mufu's place, when I went there, this was the first time in years that I did behind the back deadlift and Jefferson deadlift, and then even with the Zercher deadlift, right, all that stuff, I didn't do that. I had a very long layoff with that. So my best Jefferson was 800. At his place I did 700 with absolutely no work on it. And then after I did that, I tried to get back to working to it, but obviously injuries and stuff came. So if you don't use it, you're going to lose it very quickly, or not very quickly, but exponentially strength loss. But you just avoid that by incorporating that then too. So in a perfect world, for me, it would be focus on a movement, right, 4-5 times a week, and then maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days throughout there, incorporate those other movements. But the thing is, like I said, I get so focused and so obsessed with one particular thing that I put all of my energy and focus into that. But that's what leads to the most bang for my buck, for me particularly, for an example. Then the last thing, I want to go back to the guy that says, what's the point? We already know that you're strong. You have hundreds of videos demonstrating that. Well, I want you to think about this for a second. You wouldn't be commenting on my video. You wouldn't be on my channel in the first place if it wasn't for all those videos where I pushed myself to the absolute limits. Let's be honest. I'm not the strongest guy in the world, right? I'm not even close to being the strongest guy in the world. But I know how to push myself. I know how to bring intensity, and that's what people like. If I was uploading videos of RP7, nobody would be on my channel.